What's up everyone, RX here, and today we are doing a different type of video rather than, just your typical Warzone challenge or montage. We're actually doing a Warzone tips and tricks video. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Make sure you leave a like down below and comment what you guys want to see next. Alright, talk to you guys later. Peace. Alright, our first tip is going to be aggressive. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean go balls to the wall and rush and shoot at everyone you see. No. So, be aggressive means you want to be the first person to shoot. Because usually in a lot of fights, if you're not the first person to shoot, you're going to get destroyed. So, this doesn't mean shoot at someone all the time, right? Be smart about it. If you're running the storm and you see someone in front of you, you don't need to shoot. Only if they turn around and they notice that you're there is when you should attack. Alright, this is for the first tip, guys, and yeah, so let's head on to the next one. For tip number 2, it's going to be ReChallenge. Okay, what does ReChallenge mean? If someone shoots at you in the back, right? If you're running and someone shoots at you in the back, you obviously are going to take cover. So you run behind a wall, but a lot of people just continue to run behind that wall and try and armor up or wait for the person to rush them or anything. But this also ties to tip number 1. You want to be the first person to shoot back, right? So if you run and hide, you can armor up. Or even if you run behind that wall and all of a sudden you suddenly turn around and jump shot them back, they're not going to expect it. So this is why ReChallenging, if you watch a lot of pros, you'll notice that they usually ReChallenge. If they're only tagged 1 or 2 plates down, they're gonna jump back out and try and fight and win that fight when they least expect it. Because the opposite team is gonna be running at you, expecting you to be armoring up, sitting in a corner, waiting for them to come. So if you shoot out, they're not gonna expect it. So that's it for tip number 2. Let's head on to number 3. Tip number 2 is gonna be don't peek when you don't need to, right? So if you and your teammate are camping, it's almost the last circle, you guys are camping in a building, and you notice that there's a sniper in the hills, okay? So what is the reason to go outside of that building to go look at that sniper? He's gonna be trained on your head. Okay, so let's say you do look at him, right? So he snipes you once, you're not down yet. Now, the biggest mistake a lot of people make is looking back the same spot they did before. So if he shoots you at one place, he's going to keep on looking at that one area. So it's good to move around. Be agile. Like, let's say, it's kind of like flanking someone, right? So your teammate will be on one part of the area, and you come around and be on the other side when they don't expect you to be there. So if you're trying to snipe back, the best you could do is go around the building behind, because they're so focused on that one area that they're not going to notice you're on the side of it. Okay, so that's it for tip number 3. Let's head on to number 4. Tip number 4 is going to be know your surroundings. So let's say you made it to the end game. You have about 3 or 4 teams left. You and your teammates are in almost the final circle. You guys notice that there's a building in circle. You could be in the open, or you can wait behind a cliff, alright? So, in these kind of situations, you need to know what is going to be the best situation, where is zone going to pull, and where are people already at, right? So, let's say the zone was barely on top of the building, right? But there are other buildings. Let's say this is a downtown circle. So, one of the big buildings are in circle, and the smaller ones are fully in circle. So, usually what I would do is I would go up to the big building, if there was people or not. Once circle starts pushing in, the best thing to do is land on the smaller buildings so you have the high ground. Now let's say you were behind a cliff and circle had to push away from you. Okay, so you're not going to go and shoot at someone that's already in circle, because then you're going to expose yourself that they may not have already known that you were there. So now you're going to get held. So this is why it's important to know where you are, to know your surroundings, and where you have to go and what you have to do, right? So just a good thing to do is pay attention to the map, pay attention to how many people are left, and pay attention to where those people are. So that's it for tip number 4. Let's head to the 5th and final tip. Okay, tip number 5 is actually going to be kind of a 2-in-1 tip. So the first tip I could give you is, try and get your loadout as soon as possible. It's common sense. You want to get your best guns. You don't want to use stock guns, right? But the second tip kind of ties with this. So let's say you and your team got your loadout and you guys have a lot of cash, you got UAV and everything, and you get in a fight, but no one says anything, right? So you don't know how many people are down, you don't know where they are, you don't know anything about the situation. So this is a really bad thing to do, especially if you're playing as a team, right? So I guess where this tip is going at is know your callouts. Know when to call out, know who to call out. Just, you need to know your callouts, right? So even if you're just playing solos, you still need to be aware. It's basically just tip number 4, just be aware of your surroundings. But I run into a lot of people, whether it's random duos or even the people I usually play with, and one thing that we all get mad at each other for is not calling out where people are, or if they have a UAV, not calling it in, or anything that could benefit the team they're not doing. So let's say like that, I just downed someone, I didn't call it out to him, so he didn't know what I did, and he also got my finish there, but this dude self-resed. Yeah, see, I said, there we go, I call out that he self, so now my teammate's looking in that area where, where he is, and he got down and whatnot, so he's still looking over there because I tell him that I'm okay. So he looks in that area for that person, the person gets in the car, my teammate C4s him, and we won that fight. So this is a really good tip for anyone trying to be better at the game and be the best team you guys can. Anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. Comment down below if this helped you guys, because I'm not sure if it really helped out, but I tried my best. So comment down below if it helped you guys out. I am also going to be leaving clips of this gameplay for the rest of the video, so if you guys would like to see where this ended up and if we won or not, go ahead. So yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace.
Alright, we don't have a trophy.
What do we do?
Go to pool first? I don't know. They might be going fire. Buying a UAV would be chill.
Yeah, but there's people at parking lot. I'm hopping out now. I just don't want to drive that too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there's people on.
So were people at parking garage?
Yeah, next to the parking.
Okay.
Buy the UAV. I'm gonna look at this real quick.
Nothing on beat at the moment.
Gas is closing in. Going this way.
Fine, popping.
Allied UAV overhead.
Yep, one guy back there in the tent area.
Trying to
It could be two,
It is too.
Where's the other?
Close to me. Crack him, crack him.
Where?
Behind the wall.
Where?
Left side of the wall.
Dude, literally where? No? I see him. Got him.
Dude, oh my god.
Win here and you return to the front line. If you lose, your fight is over. It's time. Break some. Going back to the front line.
Can I get my stuff? No. Dude. Yeah, look really good. Alright, I got got a.
We're trying though. We're
I
trying.
have a Ram 7 in that origin.
Okay.
Oh, I just got that 2 times.
So,
We'll try to
you're gonna be
snipe it,
chilling top pool. You're gonna be cool in top pool. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't your fault that you got sniped in the face.
It's just been happening to me so much.
Yeah, I know.
Don't get it. Hard luck. Yeah. Two.
I'm lagging.
Yeah. Can I take the car?
No, I'm lagging so bad, dude.
1 of 25 remaining. The enemy
Did
took
he
that
let you
one.
up?
We'll be back to finish the
They
job.
died at 11.